Hello and welcome to the second page of Assignment Y. We're on page 258. We're going to do another indirect proof. This time it's more geometric in nature. A couple of warm-ups here. Write the assumption you would make to start an indirect proof of each statement. Number one, measure of angle A is 90, then the measure of angle B is 45. Well, the opposite of that would be the measure of angle B is not equal to 45. It's as simple as that. Number two, if AV is not congruent to VE, then triangle AVE is not isosceles. Well, the opposite of that would be triangle AVE is isosceles. That's what indirect proof is all about. You always start out with the opposite, start out with a contradiction. Okay, now we're going to work through a proof here. It is given that angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. We see that here. DG, the side DG here, is not congruent to FG. So that is what's given. We're to prove that DE, this side here, is not congruent to FE, right here. Well, to do an indirect proof, we'll assume the opposite. Let's assume that DE is congruent to FE. Alright, this assume the conclusion is false. That's what we just did. Now we're pointing out that EG is congruent to itself. That is true, definitely from the picture. They are sharing that side right there, and that is from the reflexive property. And then we have enough information to establish triangle EDG is congruent to triangle EFG. Well, let's see why. Well, up here, angle 1 congruent to angle 2, that's an angle. This side, DE, congruent to side FE, that is definitely a side. And here we have proved that another side is congruent. Look at the order of the triangles here. If we're assuming that DE is congruent to EF, all this notation here in order, we have side, angle, side for that triangle, and again side, angle, side for that triangle. So SAS, side, angle, side. Alright, 6. Let's now address one of the other sides. DG is congruent to FG. Okay, and those are just two other sides of the triangle, and it is true that congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent, CPCTC. However, this contradicts the given information. Notice the given information said not congruent. These two are not congruent, so the assumption must be false. Therefore, what we're trying to prove is in fact true. DE is not congruent to FE. And there you go.